addiction. Until we try to get rid of it, we don't know that we have it. Now, most people today are addicted to their phones. Now, we're all addicted to something. Why? Because addiction is not a 0-1, meaning you're either addicted or you're not. It's a continuum. And what is it a continuum of? Essentially, neural pathways. Now, you could say, I'm sure you're addicted to brushing your teeth. You are. As, probably, hopefully, everyone on this call is addicted to brushing their teeth. Why? Because we've done it so many times and it became, and because initially, mom told us to, and then it became a deeply embedded neural pathway. That's an addiction. Now, is it a bad addiction? No, it's a very good addiction. I'm addicted to exercise. I exercise 5 times a week. I actually don't feel, if I try to stop it, I actually don't feel good. Oh, wow, I didn't exercise. I haven't exercised for 2 days straight. I don't feel good. That's a sign of addiction. I'm very glad I'm addicted to exercise. Now, I'm also glad I'm not addicted to exercising 8 hours a day. We're all somewhat addicted to the screen, to TV shows. That's why I watched Suits last year, and that's why, this year I watched Homeland on Netflix. Now, I'm glad I'm not watching 8 hours a day, every day. And, just once in a while I watch, one or two. What I'm saying is that it's on a continuum. And when it goes to the extreme, if I was watching 8 hours a day of TV, that's a problem. If I do check the social media feed 50 times a day, that's a problem. And that's what many children, teenagers do, and adults as well. And that's what we need to deal with. And we need to replace it with healthy addictions, or to put it more mildly, from unhappy habits to happy habits, from unhealthy habits to healthy habits. Reading is a healthy habit. And the way we form a habit is by engaging in that habit. The way your mom got you to brush your teeth every day was not because she gave you long lectures about brushing your teeth. She did that too, probably. But most importantly, she made you brush your teeth. So the key is to get teenagers to actually read, and initially a little bit. And fun stuff. And easy stuff. And engaging stuff. Think about the whole research on flow. We want our children and adults to experience flow. When do we experience flow? We experience it when there is an overlap between skill level and difficulty level. If our skill level is too high, if, for example, I'm reading now a book which is for first grade, I'll be bored. If our skill level is too low, I'll experience anxiety. If, let's say, I haven't read much and suddenly someone gives me a Shakespeare text, I'll experience anxiety. I won't enjoy it. It's when my skill level is equal to the task difficulty. If kids are not used to reading, their skill level is low and their ability to concentrate is low. So start with 5 minutes and then bring it up to 10 minutes because their skill level improves. And then after a while, they'll be able to read for 2 hours straight, to be in the flow, but it has to be gradual. And maybe a year from now, they'll read Marquez, and now they're reading less sophisticated books. So the key is to see how can you get them to experience more flow in their reading, because flow is self-perpetuating. I'm reading uh, the novel I'm reading now is Victor Hugo, The Man Who Laughs. Not an easy novel, but I'm enjoying it so much. I feel it's really challenging me. I read and reread certain paragraphs. And last night I didn't fall asleep because I was in flow reading it. Good addiction. Now, if I was only reading all day and doing nothing else, bad addiction. We want to get those kids to this healthy levels, and we do it gradually. Creating the right environment. Come and let's have our phones off. Leave your phones outside. More and more schools are doing that. That's important because that's creating the right environment. And then give them books that are fun, relatively easy, or at their level, and start with 10 minutes. And then gradually build it up on that continuum. That continuum can be good or bad. Going to the extremes, usually not great, even if it's exercise. So
I
understand
see.
what is the right fit for them and then gradually build it up. And it really is about gradually building it up. We're creating neural pathways, healthy neural pathways.